We're here at Daniel Field, and there were a lot of people here the other weekend for the air show. There always are every October. And that's appropriate because this is where Augusta learned how to fly. More than a century ago, February 18, 1910, the Augusta Chronicle reported that Wilbur Wright, the older member of the famed Wright brothers, was planning a pilot training facility in Augusta. This was exciting in 1910, just 7 years after the first manned air flight. The Chronicle speculated time will come when flying machines may one day be used for business purposes. That prediction, as we know, turned out to be true. In early 1911, the Wright brothers established their first commercial flight school at what is now Daniel Field with the help of a friend, Frank Coffin. They must have liked it here. Months later, Wilbur Wright recommended Augusta as a good site for a U.S. Army Signal Corps winter flight school on a farm off Sandbar Ferry Road. Wilbur visited the site in January 1912 after it opened. The officers trained here were very skilled, but the Army did not permit them to do any stunts. Still, flying was considered fairly safe. The very small number of accidents, mostly of a trivial character, prove that good judgment and carefulness count in this as in other things, the Chronicle reported. The station left Augusta after a year, and the Wright brothers left about 3 years after that. After they left, the site was used by the military during World War I for the massive Camp Hancock installation. The war ended, the soldiers went home, and the city acquired the property. In the decades that followed, historians agree Augusta was a center point for aviation history and advancement and development. It was the starting point for the first air freight shipment, which was made to New Bedford, Massachusetts on June 4, 1923. That shipment included cotton, peaches, and corn, and took 10 hours and 18 minutes. By 1931, the city was even attracting big-name aviators, such as Amelia Earhart. Augusta even claimed 11-year-old Billy Lee as the youngest solo pilot in 1935. And then there's this. Augusta's preeminent historian, Ed Cashin, said that Doolittle's Raiders trained here. The Raiders were a secret group of World War II pilots that bombed Tokyo in retaliation after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. They were here before the war actually broke out, according to Dr. Cashin. Midway through World War II, the military selected a site for an airport in Augusta. Eventually it was abandoned, and the city quickly purchased it, naming it Bush Field after D.C. Bush, who had trained in Augusta and was killed in a crash. So just think, next time you're standing outside and look overhead and see an airplane, you have seen that site in Augusta, Georgia, longer than almost any place in the world. Wilbur, Orville, you were right.